Hello everyone and welcome to QuickSave TV. I am host Mike Pushkin, the one who's hosting it, and today we're gonna take a look at Oblivion. Game came out 6 years ago. I shouldn't actually say game. This epic experience, this epic adventure came out 6 years ago, and it still can provide, with anyone who wants to play it, a great experience in the Tamreil, in the land of Tamreil. The long-awaited and the soon coming The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim 11.11.11 will hopefully bring as much fun, if not succeed, the previous game before it, the Oblivion. As such, there's not much competition for such game, and the only major competitor will be the previous parts of the same game. In this little playthrough, we will not play through the entire game. We will attempt to find a dungeon, go inside it, and try to fight our way through it as we try to take down this wolf. The difficulty settings, difficulty setting is set up 10 ticks to the right. I will just explain it in detail in a moment. By ticks I call the little clicks right here in the difficulty. As such, there's no stationary difficulty, and the medium difficulty will say is right in the middle. So I shifted it 10 to the right. It should be a little more difficult than the medium to be more interesting for you to watch and provide you more challenge. Don't get frustrated or confused with the difficulty settings. It actually represents most of the time how hard it is for you, how many shots, how many hits it will take to kill the enemy. Now, this would be my third attempt for today to record Oblivion footage and Oblivion gameplay, as previous two had failed in one aspect or another. One of them was too long, another one was ridiculously long and not very fun as such. I'm attempting to do that. I would really appreciate your feedback. Anything you want to say, you like it, you don't like it, you appreciate it, you are interested, please go ahead and tell me about it. And of course, like and subscribe if you really enjoyed the content. We're going to go inside this fort called Urasek, which is probably infested by the goblins, which for some reason I cannot... I just hit him, alright. The character is level 2 at this point. I would call him a... somewhat in the middle of a thief, of the assassin and a marksman. I focus much more on the marksman part of it. I don't sneak as much. And I will talk a little bit about the gameplay features of Oblivion in comparison to Skyrim and in general as it is, because I believe it objectively is a unique experience, not just compared to anything. Skyrim will have a really hard time outrunning this game as they will be in the same field. It's gonna be very, very hard, I believe, but I really hope it will. I hope it will be a really great experience as well. So now we're gonna go ahead and carefully avoid these traps right there, avoiding this pressure plate. We're gonna try to loot the chest over there, picking up some gold and silver nuggets, some iron arrows. Okay, we're set. We're just set. Okay, I'll just go deeper inside the cave. Old wooden door. We just got sneak attack for 3x damage. In Oblivion, when you're playing a rogue character, you can be a little bit sneaky, and it will reward you in a way that you will be able to get up to x6 increased damage when you're attacking an unsuspecting enemy. The enemy doesn't know that you are here. It's not the main idea. It's not the main reason to play a rogue character. It's just part of it, right? In general, with rogue, as you play the rogue character, you can select a bow or a close combat weapon. The close combat weapon will be much more damaging eventually. The bow will be much more safer for you because you're not really armored, right? As such, you have to be really careful. Now we're just gonna go ahead and explore this little dungeon. We'll try to be careful. We just dropped a pile of wood on someone, killing him, not alerting anyone to our presence. and we're just gonna go deeper inside this fort. Sneak skill is increased. Sneak skill as such increases just like all skills in the game when you use it. In particularly with sneak, it increases when you're sneaking in front, or when some enemies would be able to hear you but they're not. It's hard to start increasing the sneaking skill from the start, especially if you don't specialize in it, because it's very hard to find an enemy which will not be able to hear you. Most of the enemies are, and it makes it quite difficult. Notice also that when I'm playing like that, I cannot fetch a lot of strikes with my bow on the enemies because they die really fast. That prevents me from increasing my bow skill, my marksman skill, which eventually will hurt me very much if I'm not be able to catch it up. So I have to balance the sneaky combat and normal combat, because in Oblivion, I believe it's one of the worst parts of the game, but it exists, so I should actually describe it. The worst part in a game, in my opinion, is the matching of the zones for your level. Some people might like it, some people like me might not like it. What is happening essentially in a game is, as you level up, the zones you visit will be matching in difficulty to your level. That means up until you reach 20th level, all the zones will increase in difficulty. So where you at first met some basic and weak demons or some very bad equipped bandits, you will later on meet bandits in a top-notch gear and equipment, and you'll meet demons which are really hard to deal with. I would argue that it removes the adventuring element from it. It sure makes the whole it makes the whole gaming area like the same region. It doesn't make any differences in that. I wouldn't say it's positive part, because what essentially happens is wherever you go, you can expect the same enemies, or at least enemies of the same strength, which is not what I would like to see in a game. And especially this change that all the enemies, all the bandits specifically start wearing demonic armor. It's just outrageous, because technically they shouldn't be able to get their hands on such weaponry, on such equipment, on such weaponry. It doesn't add up. It's as simple as that. But enough of these things. Let's talk a bit about the design in the dungeons. As such, about the design in the dungeons, I talked a bit in the video I was making this morning, but I couldn't upload it. I uploaded it, but it said that I'm violating the copyright content. I wouldn't like to do that. I don't want to get on the bad side of Bethesda Entertainment, Bethesda Softwork, I'm sorry, and I just cancelled it. I'm gonna talk a bit about it right now. Some time ago, Bethesda Softworks released some demo trailers, not actually trailers, recordings of the gameplay footage with some commentary of Mr. Howard. These commentaries were These little commentaries were about the gameplay of, let's say, running through one dungeon, fighting with a dragon, and some other specific things. It was in total, I would say, 24 minutes long. It was like 8 minutes each video. It was very interesting to watch, and I wanted to make my own commentary to it, but it appeared that I would violate copyright content like this. So I'm just gonna talk about it right here. Bethesda Softworks in its games is very famous for creating a very alive dungeons. If you go to dungeons in Morrowind, in Oblivion, in Fallout 3, Fallout 3 New Vegas, which is actually Obsidian Entertainment, but it shares some of these things. Each dungeon is not just a generated or rendered place in which you can just kill mobs and get some experience. That's not like that. What you actually see in each dungeon is you see some sort of storyline. You can understand what are these people doing here, for what reason they are here. Are they bandits? Are they necromancers? Are they hiding from the law? Are they hunting someone? Do they search for treasure? Do they want to kill you? Do they not want to kill you? Do they want to contact you? Do they not want to contact you? Would they like to talk to you? Would they like to give a quest to you? Would they not do something like this? And so on. Because of these little details they put in every dungeon, it seems like when you come to this dungeon's first place, not only, like, look, pay attention to this little detail. What do you see here? You see the gate, right? It's open. When we entered this room, there were goblins and marauders fighting each other. What actually happened is that there's these lockpicks which were used to open this door. And what happened after that? As they opened the door, they stream out and attack the goblins, which were their captives. The marauders were the prisoners of goblins, and there was a fight broke out. And that's when we came in the situation. Not every situation will be like that. Often you'll find dead people, reason dead people. You will not always be in the middle of a situation like you were right now. It's actually an exceptional situation right now. Most of the times we come like really late because something already happened and we have to see the consequences of what happened. I expect something similar from the Skyrim, just because right now we were trying to walk on this bridge and it's just falling apart, and if we just let fall, we're just gonna fall inside this trap, which will, if we're not careful, kill us. These little details in every dungeon, small or big, they just add so much differences inside the dungeon, so much interesting features. It's just so interesting to play. It makes it unbelievably interesting adventure. And for me, to be honest, I played this game for hundreds of hours, and even now that I come to this thing, it still fascinates me how much detail, how much attention was put to all these things, how interesting it was, how much care was put in the player so he would have fun with these dungeons, no matter what he was doing, exploring or hunting for loot, for treasures. Okay, now we have to fight with Goblin Skirmisher. I have to be careful. We're gonna abuse the artificial intelligence and ability to act accordingly in this situation. It's just gonna be asses and kill him. So what I've seen in these demos, and I wanted to talk about really much, is their engine, the design of things, the way the combat operates now, the animation, the graphical. There's so many things to talk about, and it's so exciting. I like how it moves. It doesn't change dramatically. It changes many things. Now in Skyrim you will be able to dual wield 2 weapons. You will be able to assign 1 spell to each of your hands, and you will be able to use a more powerful version of this spell if you press both mouse buttons, I assume, because the presentation was on Xbox 360. On computer, I assume it would be left and right mouse buttons. I wouldn't say it's... I cannot say it's bad decision, right? But I cannot say that it's ultimately good decision because of the way it's implemented. I mean, not many people will hold the same spell on both hands. I personally would take something like lightning. If I would play a battle mage, I would take a lightning on one hand, then I would take some cold touch on another hand, so I have something ranged, and I have something for close combat. And then if I would press both buttons, I would like to expect something mixed, like ice shards imbued with lightning, or lightning imbued with ice shards. I just really don't know. It would be really fun. But since you have to equip the same spells on both hands to use major versions of this spell, I wouldn't say that's very exciting as a feature. I think it's not gonna be as useful as it seems. It doesn't even seem useful, honestly. But something like having 2 weapons, 1 in each hand, 1 sword and another sword, it's very exciting, I think. And it also, as far as I noticed, it changes the finishing moves, which is also really exciting. There are many things, new things compared to Oblivion in Skyrim, and I really would like to discuss them, but it seems that we'll have to wait until the release for me to do that. I'd love to share them with you, my thoughts and opinions about these things, and I would like to hear yours as well. And there's only 11 days left, right? There's 10 days even. 10 days even, including this, I would even say evening now, because now it's not morning anymore. When I started recording it was morning. But it seems that fortune was not on my side today. They changed the engine, they changed the animations, they don't look sloppy anymore, they look very good actually. There's many changes, it's gonna be really exciting to watch. And as such, we just finished with this dungeon. It will be, I hope, if it's not gonna be fail again, it's gonna be a first clear dungeon at this point. We will clean some others, and I would like very much you, if you like the content, if you enjoy my commentary, go ahead, like, subscribe and share with your friends. Leave a comment, and in your comment specify if you liked such approach to Oblivion, or if you would just like to see playthrough. If there would be sufficient amount of comments, I would consider doing something else, something that would appeal to you much more. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for joining us. Have a great day, and bye bye.